Good day, colleagues. I am T-Gaye, as you all know me, and today I'm here to do a presentation on learning centers with you. I know you're all aware of learning centers in the early childhood classroom, but it's just a little refreshing, and I'm certain the information will help you. Before I move on, I just want to say we'll hold the questions for the end of the presentation. So, what are learning centers? According to Nickrell, learning centers are independent areas that are set up throughout the classroom where children can go and engage in hands-on activities geared towards exploration and reinforcement of skills. Learning centers also help to meet diverse needs and competency level in young children. These centers can be set up for all content areas and on different levels. Now, the setting up of learning centers. What to consider when setting up learning centers? First of all, the size of the classroom is of utmost importance. The total number of students and staff that will be in the classroom. The differing and diverse needs of the students must be taken into consideration. How many centers will be active and functioning at the same time? What type of materials and furniture will be used in the centers? Also, we need to take in consideration the location of different centers. That's important, and it must suit the activity. For example, messy centers must be near a sink or a faucet. The kind of furniture and the quantity should be considered, as furnitures can be used as dividers. The methods and strategies that will be used in order to have a smooth functioning of each center, that is also important. How to make a floor plan. A floor plan is very important when setting up your learning centers. As you can see, the picture of a typical early childhood center with different centers that's set up and layout where different students are engaged in different activities at a particular time. When making your floor plan, before creating your floor plan, you must consider all the factors that's listed on the previous slides, where we went back to talking about the quantity of students, the type of centers, the materials you'll need. You should then have a vision of the layout. It's good to sketch it out on paper. And a floor plan for early child care classroom or center can look like this that you're seeing on the slide. This is a floor plan that's just there without the materials, but if you can see, you see there are different centers that are already set up, and it's just now for you to label the centers and add the materials to the centers. Why is the layout important? Okay, first of all, the layout is important so that adequate space is allocated for different kinds of activities. The layout must also leave space and no blockage for areas such as the doorways, bathroom, the built-in sinks that are in the classroom, snack and lunch area, a nap or rest time area, and then most important, circle time. So when planning, you should consider putting noisy centers away from centers that need to be more quiet. So like I say again, the layout is important. Sketch it out so that you will have an effective classroom. Okay, my centers of focus today will just be the art center and the block center. There's so many other centers that we could talk about, but today I'm going to talk about the art and the block center. All right, the art center. First of all, okay, the art center, you would want it to look like a mini art studio. It should allow students to be creative and be able to express themselves while they explore with all the different materials that's in the center. This center will allow students to make their own discoveries either individually or when they're working as a group. The location of the art center depends on the classroom size. However, it is best for placement to be near a window for natural light so that they could feel like little artists, and on a floor surface that can be easily cleaned. Having the sink nearby the art center is also important for easy cleanup and washing of hands. What are some of the materials that you would want to put in your art center? Materials such as easel, scissors, child safety scissors, crayons, glue, Like for me, I'll add pipe cleaners. You must have paint brushes, washable or poster paints, painting smock to avoid clothes getting messy, Play-Doh, markers, construction paper, collage materials, which could be materials, just any sort of thing that people may think is trash, but you could use it for collages, yarn, crepe paper, art books, colored pencils, chart paper. I love toilet tissue rolls, so you want to add that to your center. Blank books, eyedroppers, popsicle sticks, googly eye sponge, and magazines. Those are some of the things that you could add to your art center. Now, the block center. The block center creates a space for imaginative and cooperative play. Playing in the block center will allow students to develop in all the domains. While in the block center, take note that students learn how to manipulate objects, create structures, and work together. They become little engineers. The block center can be placed in a corner of the classroom and away from areas that need to be quiet. It should be, as a matter of fact. Other shelves can be used as borders and partitions. Make sure that the block center shelves are low and wide for easy access for these little learners. Okay, what are some materials that can be used in a block center? First of all, we need to label. We need labels for the blocks and, for the center, so that they know what kind of blocks they're playing with. And pictures are good to go along with written labels. Tabletop blocks, plastic blocks, wooden blocks, foam blocks, unit blocks, hollow blocks, cardboard blocks, building bricks, links, Lego pieces. You need paper for like printing, because they could use paper to like probably print a block, trace a block. You could add trucks and cars and other toys, because they could pretend to be like, dump trucks, and we're moving these bricks from one place to the next. Another thing that you could add to your block center is like milk cartons. So be creative with your block center. Well, as we talk about centers, there are certain skills in the developmental domains, and we hope that children, when they go in the center, that they'll learn and they'll improve in some of these areas. Okay, for art, in the cognitive, children learn different colors, how to mix colors, they learn how to make patterns, and they also develop visual skills. In the block center, children will learn to build complex structures. They learn to use math skills, measuring, problem solving, sorting, classifying, and comparing. They will also reinforce concepts such as shape, number concept, size, weight, and patterns. In the physical area, for the art center, the children will improve their fine motor development. They will also improve eye-hand coordination. For block center with physical domain, children will improve their gross and fine motor development, and it also improves the eye-hand coordination. Social emotional for art. Children will learn to follow rules. Number one, they will also learn to express themselves and appreciate abstract work. They will also learn to share, as there's a need to share materials when working in the group, and learn to appreciate the work of others. In the block center for social emotional, again, they have to learn to follow rules in the block center. That's very important. They will also learn about cooperation and working together. They will learn to develop and share ideas and develop negotiating skills, and build it's just cooperation, working together as a team. Strategies for managing learning centers. That's very important, because we need to not just have learning centers in the classroom, but we need to know how to manage them. That way they will be effective. According to information from ECFS 1006 Unit 4, page 71, the careful planning by the teacher in regards to the classroom environment is most important in order to manage learning centers. The teacher should be aware of the interests and likes of the students in order to organize and manage these centers. It further states that children should be active participants in the learning, so affording them choices at times is one good strategy. There are some other strategies, and I went through just 4 little steps. Plan the setup. So you decide whether the centers will be extremely open. That means allowing children to make choices, or extremely structured, where students are assigned to centers. Preparation is key. Make sure that the centers are equipped with the appropriate materials and that the directions are clear. Teach the behavior. Show students what is expected of them when they go into a center, telling them how to use the center is just not enough. Set boundaries. Give children clear instruction as what is off limit when they're in the centers. Plan properly for less interruptions if you will need time to work with other students, like on a one-to-one or in small group. So you will need to let your students know, okay, this is what you do when you go in the center. No need to come and disturb the teacher while she's working. In conclusion, I implore you to make your classrooms an active classroom. Be sure to make your learning centers interesting and change the materials in some of the centers regularly, or change them to go with the theme that you're doing at that particular time. Give children ample time and the centers in the centers, and make sure that they use them as directed. Learning centers do help with better classroom management and better classroom achievement. They're good addition to the classroom, but they're useless if they are dormant. So now, I mean, you've heard a little bit more about centers, not that it's new to you, but just a little refreshing. So like I say, go back to the classroom, set up your centers, make your centers very active, and you should see improvement and you should see the achievement. Thank you very much. Now time for questions.